Apex Online Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely Stream Deck. For more information about the Stream Deck, the link is in the description below. Good evening everybody, and welcome along to a very fine Monday night here at Apex Online Racing. This time we are drawing our attention to the 6th round of the Xbox One IndyCar Leagues Tier 1. Today the drivers will be visiting Road America, which is located in Wisconsin, an iconic track on the Project Cars 2 game. A lot of these guys really do enjoy driving on this track, and I do like watching on it and commentating on it. The track itself remains virtually unchanged to this day, but it is now turned from a country roadside circuit to a modern racing circuit. Will the drivers be able to show the pace tonight and take that all-important win? I am Jess, and I'll be one of your commentators for this evening's proceedings. In fact, I will be your only commentator for this evening, and we are very excited to see what these guys can bring to the table. Who is going to come out on top? We will have to find out. And by looking at the championship standings, currently we've already seen some early favourites, as we're now on a halfway stage of this IndyCar League, which is very exciting. Currently so far, Minx is leading the Drivers' Championship by 21 points, so let me just get him up on the screen for you. Hold on a second, I will do, there we go. And even though he hasn't won a race in this league, he has proven to be a little bit more consistent, shall I say, than the rest of the field, with him constantly finishing in the top 5. However, this guy here is currently out on track, Rainbow, is closing up big time. And even though he didn't take part in 2 races, he is not letting Minx get away with that easy, especially after coming close to winning the Ginetta Championships last Wednesday, but that he was actually pipped to the post by Pinecone there. However, there are 3 other drivers all within 1 to 2 points of Rainbow, and we certainly need to keep our eyes on Dutchman, Seppel and Matthew Jury as well. So I think Dutchman's racing tonight, so is Jury and Seppel. So those 3 also going very close to Rainbow and to Minx there. Dutchman has been really consistent with qualifying, getting a lot of poles this season, but however he hasn't had much luck in the race, so maybe his luck will turn around tonight. We will have to find out. For those of you who are wondering, well, I'm in this mode, not in a director and broadcaster mode, because they haven't fixed the update yet where you can have one director and no broadcaster. You have to have both a director and a broadcaster. And it doesn't really help if I'm the only Project Cars 2 commentator. So hey ho about that. So we've got a lot of people in the chat. We've got Brandon in the chat as well. We've got JT in the chat as well. And to be honest, whilst I've been driving in the game with IndyCars as well, is to be honest the hardest sim to get your hands across in Project Cars 2. In terms of the handling, they get a bit more spin and stuff like that, and they've got to manage their tyres a little bit more as well. So pole time today, we could expect around about a 1 minute 45 or 1 minute 46 pole time. So that is what we could expect at the moment. It's not the fastest lap record on the circuit. Obviously it was set by the Formula X's, because we were looking at the lap cars later on, but it is a pretty faster lap time, and we are very excited to see what happens with these guys. And I like watching the IndyCars for that as well. So we also mass shout out to 19 of you that are watching the stream right now. Hope you are going to enjoy the action. You can get involved on Twitter by using the hashtag AOR PCARS, or you can get involved in the chat. It is entirely up to you. It'll be amazing if you guys can get involved on Twitter. I will be checking Twitter as well, just so you are aware. So currently, our current pole sitter is the one who set the world record in the Formula X, is Kyle Schmidt. in this lovely car here, so that is good. And Joy is in second. Dutchman is in third place at the moment, and we've got about 4 drivers not to set a time. We've got Coxon, Minx, Rainbow, and Seppo. I don't think anyone else is racing there tonight. I think everyone else is not here, but I'm sure we are still going to give you some very quality racing today, so we are keeping our fingers crossed for that, because we've seen some good quality racing this weekend on AOR with a mixture of leagues, so I have a opinion this is going to be very good as well. So after this one, we've got 4 or 5 more rounds left to go, so the championship is getting much critical now. The more points you score in each round, the better, and they need to start honing their skills basically in this. And according to the weather forecast, it is not looking great for the race. It is going to rain like crazy, just as you've seen from the title. You just seen there was a lot of rain there, so it's going to be very hard, because there's not many IndyCar races in the season where it has been raining, so it is going to be quite a challenge for the guys, because most of these guys have practiced in the dry, but not many people have raced in the wet, as Minx has went a little bit wide going into the gravel there, but that is fine. But we are seeing close, but I think Schmidt is going above our expectations regarding pole time, which is very, very good. I think this is his first race this season, because unfortunately he couldn't make the other lot, but he's already showing his prowess, as it were. So a massive good job to him at the moment. It is not about quantity, it's about quality of the racing, and these guys are definitely showing quality at the moment. So to be honest, very pumped, as Dutchman is showing he has got a bit of a mistake there. He's gone into the pits, but maybe he could possibly go out again. Coxon is about to set a lap time at the moment, so let me just ride on board with Coxon quickly. There we go, we are riding on board with him, going through this right-hander here. It's very, very tough indeed, and it is especially a very fast track with very tight corners. It is very easy for some of these drivers to bin it in the wrong places as well, especially if the track temperature is not very high and they'll need to warm their tyres up. And if their tyres get too hot, it can cause definitely a lot of issues here. So we'll keep an eye on that as it develops as well. As you know, we are partnered by Elgato, and a lot of people do use Elgato to record or stream their AOR action, especially if they're on an Xbox or a PS4. So I strongly recommend you get any of the Elgato products, because we are partnered by them, and they do absolutely top quality products. It's absolutely amazing to see what they have on offer. I currently have the Stream Deck as well, and that is pretty darn awesome. Unfortunately, we have a very low turnout on the grid today. I'm not pretty sure why, but hopefully we can see some action develop as it continues as well. And it's quite a long track for these guys to get their heads round. To be honest, one of my favourite tracks to watch in the Project Cars 2 game and in real life as well, during IndyCar as well. And rumours that possibly Ocon and Van Dorn in real life are also tied to an IndyCar seat. It just makes things a lot more interesting, and it will bring a diverse audience to watching the IndyCar. And to be honest, it's getting more likely now that Fernando Alonso will be getting an IndyCar seat this season, and I really hope he does, because he wants to try and get that Triple Crown, and the only chance he will get the Triple Crown is if he wins the Indy 500. He has won them all, he has won Monaco, he just got to win Indy, and the only way he can do that is if he goes in IndyCar. He has retired from Formula 1 for next season, so he has a good chance of doing that. Well, to be honest, I wonder if he does fit that in with WEC, because I think some of those dates on IndyCar do clash a little bit, so it will make things very interesting for that in real life. And the last part of the Triple Crown for the AOR Triple Crown will be coming up soon. I don't know when it will be coming up, but it will be coming up soon. The last one will be Monaco. I think it will be probably about towards November. You could expect that, and I'm very looking forward to that. And it's going to be, I think, in the Formula A cars. And it is quite hard to handle the Formula A cars in the game, to be honest. It is very tricky to get your hands around. These guys, most of these guys may have come across the Indy 500 as well, so they already had a taste of what it's like in the IndyCar, and not a lot of people finish that race. It is quite common that not a lot of people finish the oval races. And the oval race, I think, will be in about 2 weeks' time. So very excited about that. And also, I'd like to give a massive shout out, because you may be watching this back, to our lovely AOR co-owner Dan, who is his birthday today. So happy birthday, Dan. Have a great day. And if you are watching the stream back, hope you had a good evening, celebrating and partying and stuff like that. And I don't know how old he is, but he has done so much for this AOR site. It is amazing. So make sure you do wish Dan a very lovely happy birthday. I've already wished it on Twitter. Make sure you do that as well, as much as you can. So you may be watching this, I don't know, but I thought I would give him a happy birthday wish anyhow. So here is your standings at the moment. Ignore me at the bottom because I had to do the spectate mode. But anyway, it looks like Rainbow has beaten Schmitz to pole position, which is absolutely amazing, with Schmidt in second, Jory in third, Seppel in fourth position. So the two championship contenders closing up on Rainbow. Dutchman, Coxon and Minx. Minx, our championship leader, right at the bottom there. So not looking very promising for him, but we know that he has shown very good race pace. So we are looking forward to seeing how that works. So I'm just going to do it this way. So here we go, as the drivers are now doing their setup, and I just got to let my cat out because I forgot to open the door for her. There we go. Sorry about the imminent delay there, but otherwise my cat will be going meow, meow whilst I'll be streaming, which won't help in the slightest. But we've got 7 drivers ready to bring some action. I think we had about 7 drivers last week as well, racing as well. So it is quite evenly consistent at the moment. So the race, if you're new to AOR IndyCar in general, the race is an hour long. So it will be equivalent to an hour. I am not entirely sure how many laps. Interestingly, it's not raining. So I think, even though it said in the thumbnail it was going to be raining, it's not raining. So yes, it got me misled a little bit. So yes, and okay, so we've got, I think, Rainbow loving his livery there. We've got Schmidt in second. We've got Jory in third. Seppel in fourth. Seppel won last week, Jory won the first week, and Rainbow did not too bad as well in the oval. So we already have 3 winners on the grid already. And are they going to add a second win to their campaign, their championship campaign? Because, to be honest, in my personal opinion, the championship, it's just all to play for at the moment with these guys. They got to make sure that they do keep it together. And we're about to wait for the formation lap to start as well. So so anyway, smoking puppy. I did have to let him out, just saying. And we're about to kick off with the formation lap. Then we're about to get underway here. So what happens? The drivers after 5 seconds will wait 5 seconds after the countdown, and then they will start the formation lap, as Schmitz wasn't meant to go ahead there, but Rainbow will lead the field along. He is dropping down at the moment, so hopefully Schmitz will let him pass, because possibly he doesn't know that it was meant to be a formation lap, but we'll see. I think he's just let him pass. That's good. So basically they do go at a reduced speed in a single file formation, and then once they get to a formation point, which it's usually about turn 10 or something like that, then that's where they slow down even more and get into a more tighter formation, and then they go to the start finish straight, which is the acceleration zone, and it'll be up to our race leader. In this case it will be Rainbow to floor it, and that will signify the start of the race. So these guys are weaving at the moment just to make sure that they warm their tyres to perfection here, and hopefully we can give out a very good race. And if you want to know what the abbreviations are, let me know as well, because I had to learn a bit of it before the race. It's a bit of a shame that in this mode I can't really see the abbreviations, but who cares? I know who these drivers are by now, because I commentated on a lot of these guys in the past and also in IndyCar as well. So I know for that. So I am absolutely excited for this Road America. Some of these guys are a little bit nervous, to be honest, regarding their pace, because some of them were looking very, very strong. Some of them were not looking very strong. So I am a bit intrigued to find out who's going to be the cream of the cream here, because we've had different winners throughout this IndyCar season in the Xbox One tier, probably because it is due to the mixability. So it's gonna be mind-boggling just to see, because the person that may go on pole may not win the race, just like we had with the last two, just like with Dutchman in IndyCar last week. So yeah, last week's race was very entertaining, probably one of the best IndyCar races we've had in terms of racecraft on the Xbox tier. So if you haven't checked that out, make sure you do check out after the stream, because it was absolutely fantastic to watch. So yeah, Detox, that will be hilarious, Crofty. Sorry, people back home have to let the cat out of the commentary box. Oh my god. And yeah, if it happened in real life, I would actually laugh at Crofty, not gonna lie. And I think apparently sources reveal Crofty may not be in the commentary box next season, which is sad, because I like David Croft in the commentary box. It's just, he's very good, so it will be a shame to miss him. But we are about to go through the final few corners before the start-finish straight. Interestingly, by going into this mode then, we can see what the track temperature is. It is 91 degrees, track 73 ambient, and it's all in Fahrenheit. Again, I forgot to change the temperature, which is very annoying. So all the cars are bunching up together in a 2x2 formation there, as you can see. So we are about to get underway. Is Rainbow going to get the start he needs? This start-finish straight, it is very difficult, because it is really uphill, then it goes very downhill. Who's going to gain advantage? Schmidt is all over Rainbow already. He is very, very keen. He is waiting for Rainbow to floor it, but he didn't get the best of starts, Schmidt's there, but Rainbow definitely did, as they go through to turn one. But Schmidt is already looking for a move around this side-by-side going into turn 2 and turn 3, locking it up quite nicely there, and they managed to do it very cleanly. These overtakes, they keep switching and switching, but they are trying to do their defensive work. And Dutchman's not doing too bad either. Dutchman is all the way up into P3 at the moment, which is absolutely brilliant for him. Hopefully he can redeem his luck from the last few races and score some very valuable points for this, because to be honest, I wasn't going to say what I was going to say, because otherwise I will jinx it. Because if you do watch my AOR streams from time to time, you do know that I'm a Mr. Jinxer, if that makes sense. So I've got to be careful that they're not jinxers. Minx is all over the back of Jory. Minx is in last place at the moment. So if he's where he is at the moment, he can score very less points, as he's in the gravel there, so he's lost a bit of time there. Seppel is closing up to Coxon in 4th place there. Seppel doing very well last time about. He's looking possibly to secure another podium here in Road America. He was looking very strong in practice, so hopefully he will look strong here, as we've seen Coxon go a little bit on the grass there at the moment. But we've got a battle for the lead again with Schmidt and Rainbow. Rainbow's doing very well to pull away against Schmidt. They're about 1-2 seconds adrift at the moment. Now it's 1 second. We get the exclamation mark when it gets down to 1 second. So it is true. It is true that we can see some battles here coming up as well. So Project Cars 2, the one advantage is there are a variety of different leagues people can take part in, and that's why we have a lot of different Project Cars leagues in AOR. We try to keep the variety in as much as possible. Now we also got the PS4 Tier 1 League happening at the same time for IndyCar. So if you want to swap and change and watch that as well, make sure you do, and then drop back to the Xbox One as well. See how they're getting on as well, which is great. It's quite nice to give them support as well. Unfortunately, no IndyCar on the PC. It's just been on the Xbox One. Oh, and them two are spun. I don't know what happened there. I seen Schmidt spun, but I didn't know what happened to Rainbow. Rainbow's losing a bit of time. He's already dropping his way down the order. Possibly I jinxed it a little bit. Possibly it's one of my first commentator's curses on the stream, and that is a bit of a shame at the moment. But looks like Schmidt still retains the lead even after that spin, but that means Dutchman is in second. Oh, someone's been on the grass. I think that was either Rainbow or Seppel. I'm not sure either one. They'll probably have to pit soon if they sustain any damage. Looks like their front wing is okay at the moment, so that is very, very good news at this stage, and they are wheel to wheel at the moment. So let's see if we can go on board in a second. But Seppel is going to try and make the move down the outside. Is he going to make it stick? It is a very good move, but he bottles it. Rainbow bottles it when Seppel was trying to make a move. And Seppel is all the way up into P4 at the moment, back where he belongs. Coxon in P3, what a great start from him. As well, in terms of strategy, we could see a 2-stop strategy here, or possibly a 1-stop, depending on how many laps people do. But it is looking like it can be a 2-stop strategy here, so that's what we could be expecting at this moment in time. So already pumped for this race to begin, to carry on in a fashion, and Dutchman all the way up in second place. Brilliant stuff. But I think Seppel's trying to make another move on Rainbow. Rainbow still over the back of him there, side by side again. I won't be surprised if they'll be battling all race long. It'll be absolutely crazy if they do it. It'll be amazing to watch them. Them two very class drivers. It is absolutely brilliant that those two will also be racing in GT3 Tier 1 next season, in Season 11. The driver placements for GT3 were announced yesterday, including the Xbox One tier, and I'm pleased to say I will be commentating on the Tier 1 action again, which is absolutely amazing. I'm glad I'm given the opportunity to do that. It will be not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday, and I did see who I'll be commentating in Tier 1, and we have a very good lineup. So if you want to watch some GT3 action, make sure you check out next Wednesday at 8 o'clock. I am very looking forward to that. I love some GT action. But we still got some battles to contend with. A few people now 1 second at the moment. Now, Bessel in the chat saying most people will be going for a 2-stop strategy because of the fuel, due to the fact the fuel won't last very long. Rainbow, is he going to make a move around Coxon? Yes, he does. Coxon was trying to defend, but that didn't stick at the moment. So Rainbow trying to gain out for lost time because he started on pole and then he dropped a few positions, and he's already on a very good recovery drive. So he's looking very, very promising indeed. His pace is absolutely amazing when it comes to the race, even though he balled it at the start. But he doesn't let his previous troubles go to him, and that is very, very important in this league. If you make a mistake at the beginning of this race, don't let that dwell on you. Make sure you concentrate about what is going on in the race currently, not about what happened in the past. Because if you concentrate what happened in the past, then you're never going to get anywhere, and you're going to be like, right, that's it, I'm retiring right now. So you got to make sure that you're in it. You got to make sure that the drivers have got to make sure that they score as much points as possible. Detox is also in Tier 1 for the GT3 League, so well done to him. I can't wait to see him in action next week as well, as Dutchman is in second, Rainbow is in third position. Let's go right on board with Rainbow and Dutchman. Seppel is not that far from Cox at the moment, so we will follow that battle in a second. But right now, let's draw our attention for the second place battle then. Rainbow getting a very good speed. Rainbow's last lap time was a 1:48.8, whereas Dutchman's last lap time was a 1:52.2. So Rainbow consistently faster at the moment, but the fastest man on track now is our race leader, which is Schmidt, which is absolutely doing a very good job. But Rainbow is not that far. Oh, what's happened with Schmidt? Oh my word, I don't know what happened there. Did he have a disconnect? I don't know, because I didn't see what happened. But this is a battle for the lead now, ladies and gentlemen. Rainbow's now gone wide again. Maybe he saw that Schmidt retired and he got a bit too under pressure there. But Dutchman is in the lead. He didn't start on pole, but he's now in the lead. So what a shame. I just can't go with it and how many jinx I've already had so far. So to be honest, I'm not going to say much about the jinx at the moment, because otherwise it will go crazy. But Rainbow going to try and see if he can battle him. And Rainbow's, I think, got into the lead at the moment. So the Dutchman is still trying to close in as much as possible. He is not giving up as well. So Detox, he said he'll be the one spinning into the gravel just to get some camera time. Don't spin in the gravel on purpose. That is all I've got to say right now. Don't you dare do that, because it's kind of obvious when I do commentate on stuff if people do spin on purpose. But already Rainbow pulling away by 2 seconds. But I'm surprised. I won't be surprised if Dutchman closes in. But Coxon seems to be having some sort of lag at the moment. He is slowing down at the moment. But Seppel is all the way up into 3rd place now. So good race pace from him. We know that his race pace in this game is pretty good. But in the opening rounds of the season, we've seen Seppel bottle it and him having to pit a few times. But he's doing remarkably well. And he won last week. So we're keeping our fingers crossed that he does well to make sure that he gains the maximum speed, the maximum potential here at the moment. So looking forward to waiting to see what Seppel can do here going through. So we're already on lap 6 at this moment in time. I need to actually check how many laps we have got left of this IndyCar, because I am an idiot. And you want to know why I'm an idiot? I forgot to check how many laps there are. I know it's an hour long, but I forgot to check how many laps there are. And I usually just say on the thread how many laps there are. So I will do my best to double check as much as possible. So already let me know what your thoughts are of this league so far. Seppel is still in 3rd place, but I think we've got Seppel trying to close in on to Dutchman already. Then looking very promising from him. He is producing very good lap times. Seppel is on a 1:49.0, with Dutchman still pretty slow. So he seems to be struggling on pace at the moment to these other guys. So maybe he could be very vulnerable to overtaking. We will have to wait and see if Seppel is going to possibly try and make a move down the inside of Dutchman. Seppel almost making it into the gravel there, but luckily he missed it. Luckily, but Dutchman almost getting the switch back there, and Seppel is in 2nd, but Dutchman is still side by side from Seppel, and Dutchman I think has got the move done again. Yes, he has. Dutchman is in 2nd place at the moment, so very good to see as well that he is doing absolutely remarkable, and he's following my advice. He must have been listening to the first part of my commentary and say, right, I really don't want to curse this, I really want to get a good race place, and he's certainly doing that today. So if you just joined us, hello and welcome to the AOR IndyCar League for Xbox One, and Seppel just got the move done again. So it reminds me of the Janetta battle that a few of these guys had, where we were watching a battle all like for 15 minutes, and it is just for 2nd, but it was an all-important championship battle. This is really, really similar to the battle that we are seeing. It is absolutely amazing. They are 1 second of each other this whole time they've been battling. They're probably going to actually like the battles that they have with each other, not going to lie, but the battles that they're having at the moment is allowing Rainbow to stretch the gap to 9.3 seconds already, which is quite remarkable. So yes, and I think Seppel has is in 2nd place at the moment. So great job from Seppel. So amazing, awesome, and Rainbow is still there. How is Coxon doing? Coxon's about nearly 1 second between the leading pairs. You can see them in the background. Jory is not that far either, but he is about 14 seconds adrift, but hopefully he can catch up soon. Mix is right at the back. It's not looking very good British Championship host, but due to the fact that not many people are racing, he can score some very good championship points as long as he finishes. As long as he finishes, it is quite crucial that these guys finish, because yeah, we have one retiree already, but I really hope that we don't have any more retirees. We're just hoping and praying right now that it doesn't happen at the moment. So keeping our fingers crossed with what is happening. Now I seem to be having a little bit of pain on my left side at the moment, on the bottom left side. I don't know what's happening, so apologies if I have to keep moving around, but hopefully I should be okay. I think I had those pains last night, but I managed to go through them. But Rainbow doing absolutely well at the moment, keeping it together. I'm just actually going to check how many laps we got. We got 35 laps, so we're already nearly halfway through. We're on lap number 9, and because the lap times are quite long, that is why we've got so many laps as well. So yes, there's obviously 34 race laps plus 1 AOR body style lap that we just had as well. So Seppel's 10 seconds adrift from Rainbow, but Coxon is going to make a move on Dutchman. I think Dutchman is under pressure there. He is definitely slowing down. He is definitely not looking good at the moment, but he's going to try and see if he can defend of Coxon. So we are running on board with him at the moment. Dutchman, I believe, will be in Tier 3 for GT3. So unfortunately, we won't be able to see him in the broadcast, but I think it's either Tier 3 or Tier 2. Certainly not in Tier 1 anyway. So not in Tier 1 anyway. So we're keeping our fingers crossed that those two do well and battle it out. So like I said, the battles that we show, we will bring you as they continue. Oh, and Dutchman has just got another spin there, and I think another jinx there, and Coxon managed to avoid it only just. That was a big lock up from Dutchman. Looked like there was no contact, and looked like Dutchman was spinning on his own by the looks of things. So yeah, that was about what I was hoping to see coming, but unfortunately that didn't work out for him. So what a shame. What a shame at this stage. So it was, to be honest, it was looking very, very promising for Dutchman, but unfortunately he is dropping way down the order, but he is still 1 point away from a podium position here, so possibly he could get a podium still. The podium is still in his grasp at the moment, so yes, we are keeping an eye on him now. So that means Seppel can have a little bit of breathing space, I believe, at this stage, because he doesn't have to worry about anyone behind him or in front of him. He can concentrate by doing his own race for a while, but maybe it could all change once he gets into the pit. So we'll keep an eye on that as it gaps. So the gaps are still quite increasing, so not much battles happening at the moment, but right now it's time for the part of the stream whilst we're waiting for some stuff to happen to find out a little bit more about the Road America track, because it looks pretty darn awesome. It's a bit of a shame it didn't rain like I thought it would, but I think we've got a few rain races soon as well, so very excited. And the story of this circuit actually begun in 1940s when sports racing was increasing and it would flourish, and Chicago region and Milwaukee region of the sports car club, and they began looking for circuits that could make a circuit, and they found Road America was a good circuit. It was for that, and the roads around Elkhart Lake was looking most promising. The Elkhart Lake is where the Road America thing is based. As you can see, that's why it's a little bit more woody. It was a bit more country than it was here, to be honest, like I said earlier on, and now they've made it a bit more modern, and I like the modern feel that they have made for it. Maybe they may have made a few changes already, but I don't really know. Not much changes, to be honest, have been made, so it's just nice to see. And the first course was to the north of the lake, and it was combining highways X, P and J. I nearly said Z. Why did I almost say Z? I don't know why. But anyway, into a 3.3 mile course, and then the first road race was a trial event, and it was organised by the same group, and it was featuring a high caliber list of drivers, and it was John Fitch, Briggs, Cunningham, Phil Hill, and very young Carroll Shelby. Now, none of these drivers I've never heard of before in my life, so you might have not heard of him either. So we will have to wait and see what has happened, and we're just keeping our close eye on this action as well, as I think Jory is the first guy going into the pits right now for his stop. Let me get the speedo up, actually, because I didn't get the speedo this race, and let me do that. Yes, I've got the speedo up, and also they can use the push and go system as well into their advantage as well. So they can use that, and they can go throughout the race. And I think it charges itself, or once you use it, then that's it. Jory having a very good pit stop there, and him having advantage having a pit stop than his rivals. He will able to get more time, but unfortunately, he'll probably stay where he is in 6th. But Minx can possibly challenge him at the moment. So a massive shout out to all 9 of you that are watching the stream currently at the moment. We're already in lap 12. Lap 12 of this league currently, of this race. Rainbow definitely is staying out of trouble at the moment, which is very, very good to see. Rainbow, a person that I know very well and very deeply. I'm not going to explain why in the stream, because otherwise it'll show a little bit of bias towards him, and I don't want to show bias. But Coxon is in the pits as well, so Coxon is definitely following Jory's lead. So he's going to pit. It'll be interesting to see how far he goes behind Minx, to see if he's going to have a battle with Minx. We will have to find out as well. We're just keeping our eye out to see what happens here at the moment. So we're praying that it all goes well for these guys. And for some reason, yes, Rainbow has lost a bit of time, but not a lot of time. Rainbow has had an interesting first lap and last lap actually, because the fast lap so far was a 1:48.1. The last laps, I mean, and Rainbow last lap did a 1:55.7. So clearly, to be honest, I don't know what's happened with Rainbow in terms of lap pace. Maybe he is keeping his calm. He is, to be honest, I think with Rainbow, he is definitely saving on a lot of fuel at this stage, because otherwise he wouldn't be going that slow. I think his lap was even slower then. But anyway, he is saving his tyres, saving his fuel to make sure that he makes the stints very, very long indeed. That is probably, to be honest, what I'm thinking, and that is a very interesting strategy to have, especially going into these IndyCar leagues, knowing that they've got a championship to contest. So how Rainbow is feeling about that, I don't know. What is he going to think in his head? Seppel is about 11 seconds, still roughly about 12 seconds. And did I say, oh, do I see a few drops of rain? This could come into play here, because maybe the likes of Rainbow and Seppel and Dutchman and Minx haven't pitted yet, because they know rain was going to come on the way. Maybe. I didn't know. I thought it was just going to rain to start with, but it's actually raining quite early on. And the new live weather 3.0, which I absolutely love about this game, it can happen. Rain can happen at any point. It can happen a few laps after the start. It is that crazy, but it's starting to rain right now. A little bit light at the moment, so not the right time to go to a set of wet tyres. But it is up to the drivers on that one, whether to go to the pits for an intermediate or wet tyre. And if they decide to pit at the wrong time, then it can cause definitely a lot of trouble and cause a lot of people going into the wall. Maybe the setups were designed to reflect this, to have a little bit of dry setup and a bit of wet setup as well. So yeah, that's probably why some of these guys are not staying faster lap times, and I think Coxon is going to the pits. Coxon's been in the pits for quite a long time. I don't know what happened there. Maybe he got a bit of damage, but we'll wait and see for that, as Coxon has just gone out of the pits right now. I think someone else is in the pits at the moment. Rainbow is going into the pits. Will he pit on a set of wets? It'll be interesting to see. Again, I think it's too early for wets yet, but I think that will lead Seppel going into the lead at the moment. But again, Seppel will still get to pit. Seppel's actually pitting now, just so I'm saying this. So quite a lot of people have seen that there's rain forecast and saying, right, I need to pit right now, but maybe not the quite call as of yet. So Seppel has just gone out of the pits at the moment. There he goes. And he's up into second. So he jumped Rainbow out of the pits there. He must have had a very quicker pit stop. So that was good for him. Maybe he could challenge Dutchman to possibly gain his second win in a row in IndyCar. So we'll have to wait and see for that one. But Dutchman is trying to recover from his mistakes. But don't forget he hasn't pit yet. Wind speed is not very high at the moment. Haven't actually seen a race in IndyCar where it's been that windy, and Minx is going into the pits as well. So that is interesting. Also, a very interesting choice of helmet, to say the least. It's looking very good indeed. Looks like he's not going on to a set of wet tyres yet. So we could see them going on a set of wet tyres in a couple of laps time at this stage. So we will have to find out for that one. So make sure you do get involved on Twitter and in the chats as well for this by using the hashtag AOR CARS. And due to the fact that it's starting raining, they will start to lose less grip. So that can cause a lot of time. It can cause a lot of time for these guys. I think Dutchman's pitted and Seppel is now in the lead now. So Seppel is definitely on it. He wants to win this race. He wants to make sure that he gains potential. He can't bottle it. He has got to live every lap as it is his last lap and make sure that he continues the car home. Obviously don't celebrate early, because there was a few races in real life, in fact, where the winner actually celebrated early, but actually they didn't win, which is highly doubtful here that it's happened here. But you never know with the situation. And Dutchman's going to the pits right now, so that's put Rainbow back in second position. Rainbow is about 1.8 seconds. It is raining very harder at the moment. I think to prove this, let me go on board with... Actually, no, let's not go on board. Let's go on cockpit cam. Oh, no, you can't really see because it's not inside. But I could already see a drop of the rain in the car at the moment. So that's probably why you could see more rain than expected. But maybe because the fact that each lobby is different, even if you go and practice in a lobby or something like that, then it could be a lot harder because the weather is not replicated as much as it were, to make sure that they do well. So which is looking good for the people who have practiced in the wet, but not looking good for the ones who haven't. So all drivers still there. Dutchman still in the pits for quite a long time, so Dutchman possibly made the wrong decision to pit when he did, because a few people actually jumped Dutchman in the pits, and not looking a good finish for him. So at the moment, but hopefully he can recover, because to be honest, I do have faith in these drivers that they are going to do absolutely well in this and make sure that they're supported along the way as much as possible as well. So keep an eye on these guys. Also, especially like I said earlier on, keep an eye on Seppel, Jory, Dutchman and Rainbow and Minx. Basically keep an eye on all these drivers, including Coxon as well, because Coxon is definitely getting involved in a lot of battles. I think Coxon is kind of playing like a wingman at the moment, because he's not involved in the championship as much. He's a bit way down the field. He's actually in the midfield at the moment, so maybe he's playing wingman somewhere. I wonder who he's helping. That is my intrigueness of it. Who is he helping to make sure that they do well in this championship? We will have to find out. Just like Valtteri Bottas played wingman to Lewis Hamilton yesterday. I'm not really going to say much more happened after that and my views about this, because this is not an F1 stream, and I am quite impartial with that as well. So yeah, so not keeping that in between. And Seppel, I think, behind Rainbow now. They're going to start to catch up. They're about 1 second to drift at the moment. This is going to be getting very close and very intense as we go halfway into this Grand Prix once we get to lap 20. So all in all, it's going to be very extremely intense for me to watch. To be honest, my heart is going to beat 1,000 miles per minute whilst I watch these drivers battle it out like crazy, which I really hope it does, just to keep things into contention. Seppel is not giving up without a 5, and neither is Rainbow. Rainbow doing some very incredible defending, and already seeing if he can try and pull up the gap. He's already did by 2.3 seconds. His fastest lap was better as a 1:51.9, but Seppel's fastest lap was a 1:54.4. So definitely Rainbow, definitely looking the strongest, but I just wonder when the rain is going to get heavier. I don't think it says heavy rain, because if it does say heavy rain, then people would put in the lobby would probably start panicking. Even myself, they would go, ooh. To be honest, IndyCar in the rain is quite difficult in the Project Cars 2 game. Mainly because there's less grip, but also you get a less bit of a turn-in as well. That's how much I found. I think that's what Seppel did at the moment. Also, sorry, my mic just unplugged there. I don't know what happened anyway. But it's also interestingly to see as well. I think we've got Shrug in the chat as well. Hello. How are you doing? I haven't seen you in the AOR Project CARS 2 chats in a long while, so it's good to see you there. It'll be interesting to see how hard this rain ever gets around Road America, because to be honest, I've never seen it rain in Road America, so this is kind of an immorality, if that makes sense. I think I may have said that word wrong, but oh well, sorry, I'm not going to attempt to say it anymore, because otherwise we'll probably get a few rants in the chat saying, oh, this is how you pronounce it, oh no, this is how you pronounce it, blah blah blah. So not going to say much on that front, unfortunately. So yeah, so Shrug rooting for Seppel, and who are you rooting for to win this race? Let us know in the comments or on Twitter by using the hashtag AORPCars. As we've said, after this round we will have 4 more races to go, and we're already on the biting end of this championship, and the championship lead has changed pretty much every race. So not the same person as leading the championship, so it could all change depending on how people do well here, and Rainbow could possibly win, could possibly take the lead of this championship, sorry, if Minx is still where he is now. What a shame for Minx. Minx was hoping he would gain a podium, but due to that spin, that probably costed him a little bit as well. So oh, okay, Shrug, very interesting there, and hope you get the game soon again. Maybe have some fun lobbies, because sometimes people don't usually do league racing on Project Cars 2. I am one of those people. I don't like doing league racing in Project Cars 2, as in I don't like driving in them. I love commentating them on them, of course. Commentating on them is absolutely amazing. It's great to see the action. But my personal opinion is, if you put me in an IndyCar on Project Cars 2, you would probably see me go into a wall, crash myself out, that's it, race over. That's how rubbish I am on IndyCar, because I do crash a lot. It's probably one of my worst cars to drive on this game, but to be honest, I can see why people are on this IndyCar league. And Dutchman, I do believe is still going to battle with Mig soon. No, he's not. He's a bit too further back to do that at the moment. So we'll just make sure and find out. As soon as we see a battle, we will keep you informed as well. So very, very brilliant to see. So it is raining quite hard. We could see people going onto these tyres. Now let me just look actually. Let me just look about how the other tiers are doing as far as weather is concerned. Has it been raining heavily for them yet? Because it'll be interesting to see. We could be the only tier at the moment that is broadcasting on the AOR channel where it's raining but not very hard. So we will have to wait and see on that one. Let me just check the PS4. Oh, it's actually raining very hard already on in this as well. So it is raining harder than it is. Not that hard, but they could be changing the tyres soon there. But they could possibly change tyres here as well. So could be interesting as well. We can see it's probably starting to get the same kind of depth now as the PS4. Now the same type of depth, and yeah, so lap 20 at the moment. It is all to play for these guys. Oh, and Sepple has lost it. Oh my word, Sepple's lost it in the gravels. Definitely the rain conditions are getting to him. Maybe people need to start pitting soon for these wet tyres. There are some sticky bits of the track. Maybe people can get aquaplaning. You can already see the dark patches on the track already. They are starting to get a little bit damp. That's all the wet patches. That is where people could start to struggle a little bit more, I think, than the dry patches. So, like I said, not many people have driven in the wet like this. And Samuel Ferg is in the chat at the moment. Hello, Samuel Ferg. Nice to see you. Welcome very much to the stream, and I hope you are enjoying it so far. And I will give you, I'll give you a quick rundown of what leagues we have in AOR, which you can either sign up for or you can watch the lovely action we have on the AOR channel. Due to the fact there are not much battles happening at the moment, but I want to keep you informed as much as possible. So in AOR we have the following games being represented. We have Assetto Corsa, Dirt 4, F1 2018, Forza, obviously Project Cars 2, rFactor 2, iRacing, and GT Sport. So those are the races you could be expecting. So here we go. So we are very intrigued to find out how you can sign up to the Project Cars 2 League, because we've got the PS4 Endurance League starting soon on a Saturday. Make sure you do check that out if you can. We still have the IndyCar League. We have the GT3 League starting on the 10th. That is going to be very exciting, and Rainbow's still in the lead there. Jory is up into 3rd place at the moment. That's very good. There is also a Formula Renault League as well. I might be thinking of actually signing up for that, you know, because it is on a Tuesday and it does look very fun to drive. I wonder if sign-ups are open for that, actually. I will double check and see, actually. So I really hope they are. I'm not sure if they are, but I don't know. Is it open? No, it's not. Damn it! I was hoping it was open, the Formula Renault League sign-ups, but make sure you do check that out. And also there's other leagues as well. So I see a bit of steam already coming along the track. So very, very intense for these drivers then. Tyres can definitely change here, and the strategy as well. So definitely, if they don't pit in the next few laps or so, that is when these guys can start to struggle quite a lot here. So we will just watch to see when these guys will start to pit as well. So predictions in the chat, guys. Predictions. Let us know in the chat when you think people are going to start pitting for tyres, and who you think is going to be the first to pit. Who do you think is going to be the first to blink? We will have to find out at some point. As Coxon is in 4th place at the moment, and he's 1 second behind Jory now. Is he? He's got. I think he has. I think he has potential to possibly catch up to him. Again, we shall have to wait and see on that one. And so the likes of Seppel possibly catch up to Rainbow, but already Rainbow's being absolutely incredible on his pace. But you never know. Rainbow might not be actually good in the rain. Rainbow might be pretty rubbish in the rain more than the dry. But again, we will have to wait and see when people start to struggle. Not many people are starting to struggle at the moment, which is absolutely brilliant to see, as we're already seeing lap times start to tumble, as we're seeing lap times faster than the pole time. Now, Coxon is the first to blink. Is he going to change for wet tyres? We shall have to wait and see. Now, the pit straight is a bit longer in Road America, so they can take their time and decide what they're going to do. I think that's, to be honest, that's how it works. You can't really see what they pitted, but looks like it is wet tyres. To be honest, I can't really tell that, but I think he's also pitted for fuel as well. That's why his pit is long as well. Excuse me at the moment, but Coxon, not too bad of a pit stop. We've got Rainbow still in the lead, still going a bit slower than usual at the moment, but hopefully we are keeping our fingers crossed that he recovers and stays where he is, and make sure he increases on his lap pace. He does seem to be increasing on his lap pace at the moment, so absolutely brilliant. Now it's getting quite dark in my room, just as it is getting dark, so what I'm going to be doing is switching the light on. Hopefully that has made a bit of difference on whether I can see more. It seems to be making a lot more difference, I think, because I was struggling a little bit. Luckily I do have my glasses, but that's still not helping me in the slightest. But Rainbow, definitely the one to watch in this championship now, showing how consistent he is in IndyCar. Possibly, in my opinion, he could possibly be the favourite to win this championship, with possibly Seppel and Dutchman not that far behind. But Dutchman has already rained down the order, and he definitely can lose on points, which, to be honest, it is a bit of a shame that he has lost a bit of time. But we have got, I think, Jory in the pits right now. We've also got Rainbow in the pits at the moment as well. Interesting, the only guys on the leading lap is Rainbow and Seppel. Interestingly, Seppel hasn't pitted yet. But Rainbow is. So Rainbow's going to go on a set of wet tyres by the looks of things. Yes, it is wet tyres. It is wet tyres here. You can tell by the colour. So Rainbow's one of the first people to do it. Seeing a lot more people pitting as well. I think Jory is not on wet tyres, I don't think, but it might be a glitch with the game. I'm not entirely sure with how that's going to work out, so I don't know what the tyre strategy is unless I can check. But to be honest, I don't think I can check at the moment, as we've got 10 more laps to go of this IndyCar League race in America. So incredible. IndyCar League may think it's an American sport, but to be honest, there are a few British people that also like IndyCar as well. So don't think, guys, if you're watching the stream, don't think it is just an American sport. It is also a sport which every other people around the world also like to watch as well. So absolutely astonishing to see what is going on with a final few laps approaching. Maybe just like we've seen in Janetta and a few F1 leagues over the weekend. Maybe we can see a last lap battle. I am praying, I swear to God, that I do see some last lap battles, because that's what makes it interesting. That makes it think, oh, it is not really my race win yet. Seppel's about 16 seconds, but the gap will probably increase once Rainbow pits, unless Rainbow's pitted already. Rainbow has pitted already, I think. So otherwise, to be honest, he wouldn't be on a slower lap time if he didn't pit. To be honest with you. So these guys are giving it all they've got at the moment to make sure they gain some valuable points. And I really hope she... Oh, and is that Seppel? Please tell me that's not Seppel. Yes, it is Seppel. Oh, no, he had a massive spin there. Luckily, we managed to call it on stream. Seppel, I think, was probably not hoping that he would get this on stream. But unfortunately, my friend, I did. It was another jinx, unfortunately. But that means we could see a leading lap battle, which I wasn't expecting it to be in this manner. That just goes to show how difficult these wet conditions. You can already see a few paddles there. And we already got Rainbow and Seppel. Going to see if they can try and battle pretty soon indeed. So we will keep an eye on that. We're on lap 25 at the moment. It is all to play for here. It is down to whoever can make sure that they do very well in these conditions, and they will come out on top to make sure they do well. So yes, strategy is important. I think strategy is more important in IndyCar than F1, to be honest, because it is kind of a new sport to some of them, and trying to get used to what's going on is quite tricky at this stage. But we will have to find out at some point. And if you haven't checked out the F1 2018 AOR Hype Energy Leagues from yesterday, the streams are available to watch again. Make sure you check most of them out, all of them out, because the streams are absolutely amazing. Some very good racing, some very good drivers. I think Seppel is going to the pits right now. Let's see where he comes up in a minute. But some very close driving from all tiers, and it's very great also that the top tiers are also staggered as well. So if you want to check the F1 2018 Leagues on AOR, we are now on season 16. I actually can't believe that that is, but make sure you check that out as well. But yeah, that was a 10 by 10 spin from Seppel there. You can actually tell that he was struggling with tyre grip by the looks of things, due to the fact he was on the wrong tyres. So if these guys haven't pitted now, I don't know what is happening. Really, to be honest, they have got to pit right now in order to make sure that they gain the thing they need. Just look at the rain right now. You could just about see the puddles at this stage. You can almost see the puddles. I won't be surprised if people go aquaplaning or something like that. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. But it is quite tricky with the live weather 3.0 to see when the rain comes, and it decides to come really hard and really fast right about now. So already looking very good for Rainbow as the gap has increased due to the fact on Seppel's spin. But will Rainbow go for another stop? Will VSR Rainbow go for another stop? We will she'll have to wait and see. Seppel's on a fuel 4 tank at the moment. Let's see where Coxon is. Coxon is probably going to do, I think, Coxon is interestingly, I think, still on the slick tyres, but he doesn't seem to be, he's not managing too bad at the moment, unless the game is telling me otherwise, because sometimes in games it tells me they're on a specific tyre by looking at the tyre colour and something like that on the car itself. But on the spectator mode it is completely different. So it is quite intriguing, to be honest, to see what is happening. But all in all, I'm pretty impressed with the racecraft at the moment. Not much battles happening towards the middle of the field, but hopefully we are keeping our fingers crossed next week to see some more battles coming up. And we got Samuel Cohen in the chat as well, and we got Birthday Boy in the chat as well. So yeah, we got more people starting to get in the chats as well. That's very good to see as well. How are you both doing? Hope you're having a great evening so far. And oh, I thought Dan will be out celebrating his birthday, but he's actually watching some AOR stuff. So dedication, man, dedication. if it was my birthday, all I'll be doing is just partying. But anyway, it's not my birthday yet for a couple more months yet. So we can live and dream. We can live and dream. Yes, people can actually, by the sounds of things, I can actually believe what Samuel is actually saying. This is the type of conditions where people can possibly swim or like duck or something. I'm trying to get some humour out of the streams, but it is probably not working. Josh Mann saying the fastest lap of this race, so he is catching up so far. He did set the fastest lap earlier on, so to be honest, I don't know why I'm saying all this now. So you never know. So what's been your favourite part also of IndyCar this season as well? What's been interesting to watch? The opening race was interesting because we had a lot of carnage in the first few laps in Long Beach, and I think the most stop people have made on the first round was one stop, was a lot of 4 or 5 stops, which was absolutely crazy. Again, you know, it is quite tricky Long Beach, but it is great to drive in the IndyCar. But I think my favourite has got to be the oval tracks, and I'm looking forward to when the oval tracks come in a few weeks' time. I will need to check when that goes on the calendar because I'm very excited for that to come for that. Coxon is catching up. Actually, he's on a different lap. But Seppel, interestingly, is still about 35 seconds down. So he probably regretted not to pit when he did. But it's very important, especially in these wet conditions, when to judge it. And he misjudged it a little bit. But still, he's on for podium position. He's the only car, apart from Rainbow, on the leading lap, so he can take out a lot of good things, but I think he'll probably be in a bittersweet moment at the moment because he can't really challenge for the win, so that's a bit of a shame. So let's see what else we're on board at the moment, because we haven't ridden on board with that much people at the moment. Drury not doing too bad as well. His fastest lap time is a 1:55.2. The push to go is on 3 at the moment, so he is running out of that, so if he wants to make sure he uses that potential, then he's got to use up most of them. But he is not overtaking people at the moment, so I think Coxon is his nearest challenger, but he's a bit too further back at the moment in order to make sure that he challenges him at the moment. So we'll make sure about that as well. Again, it's also great to see most of these guys will be commentating for in the GT3 Leagues happening in nearly a week's time, which I'm very excited about. That driver's placement's got announced yesterday, I believe. So well done if you got placed in a GT3 League. Let us know in the comments what tier and platform you got placed in. It will be amazing to see. I'm very excited that Xbox One has got 3 tiers again, and we were a bit worried that we weren't going to get much sign-ups, but we did get enough sign-ups to do 3 tiers, which is absolutely brilliant. So I'm very impressed with the Xbox One coordinators for making sure they do that as well. So very excited for a week's time for that. But we're on lap 29 at the moment. Seppel, he seems to be alright on pace, but at the moment the fastest lap on these wet conditions is Rainbow. He's definitely sailing through in these wet conditions. He's definitely like a duck on wheels at the moment. The car is suited to him. He definitely knew, to be honest, about the setup that is going on at the moment. So yes, and oh, you actually marshalled that man Brand Touch, Samuel. Oh my god, to be honest, I am a jealous person, and my family is going to Brands Hatch at the end of this year, and I'm quite jealous, and I'm actually going to see if I can try and tag along with them and go and watch something in Brands Hatch to cap with them, because they went to a BTCC racing camps there in July, and I really want to go and see a BTCC race in Brands Hatch at some point, so that'll be absolutely amazing. And how was marshalling in a race like this? It must be pretty difficult, in particular in these wet conditions, because you got to be careful to try and not get too wet yourself, because you've got to make sure you see the action and if there's any crashes, you've got to keep an eye on them. So I do not envy you marshalling in the wet, but marshalling in the dry, that must be a very good position. So yeah, so it's just cool. But I would like to see either a BTCC race or GT3 race in real life. That would be my dream. That would be awesome. And also possibly also going to Silverstone as well. That will be my dream as well. Just to see a race in general is quite good. And the wind at the moment seems to be picking up at this stage. It is picking up to be 12 miles per hour. And that is due to the amount of rain that they have got at this stage. And yes, looks like Rainbow's on wet tyres, Seppel's on wet. You can actually see they're on wet. Coxon's on wet. Everyone's pretty much on wet tyres now. Minx, I think, was the last person to go on. But I think he's going on to the more softer tyres than these guys. They're on the blue, but Minx is on the much greener tyres. Again, I don't know what's happened to him. Maybe he chose the wrong tyre, but you never know. You never know. So we've got a few more laps to go already. And thank you guys for anyone that has taken the time out of your Monday night to watch some IndyCar action. It's been absolutely good, even though there hasn't been much drivers watching it or taking part in this race tonight. To be honest, the action that we have seen is absolutely incredible. So props out to all the drivers at the moment as well, and who are keeping me entertained. They are the best. To be honest, the Project Cars 2 community, friendly wise, is the best around, because they do support each other. They want their teams to do well. They want also their competitors to do well as well, and there seems to be less carnage there as well. So yes, indeed there. So as Rainbow's still on a good lap at the moment on a 1:53.3. Joy is doing well in 4th place. He's about 9 seconds adrift of Coxon. I don't think he's going to catch up to Coxon in order to get 3rd, because Coxon and Jory are on similar lap times. But I think he'll be not so bad with his pace, but he'll be a bit disappointed that he might not get a podium. But it is not over yet. It is not all over yet. Things can change with these types of conditions, so we will have to wait and see what happens here. It is quite hard to see. Let me just go on board with one of the guys just to see how hard it is to see in these conditions. Whoa! Jory did lose it a bit there. Let me go on cockpit cam just to see. It is quite tricky. The track is very sticky. It is definitely very damp at the moment. It is very hard. You can already see a lot of puddles. I nearly said paddles there. Oh my god! You can already see a lot of puddles forming as well. So it is quite hard for these drivers, and a lot of people in the grandstands definitely will be having their umbrellas on. To be honest, I would be having umbrellas on as well if I was in these types of conditions. But I think Rainbow is just about to lap the guy in front. I don't know who is about to be lapped. I think it's Dutchman in 5th place, and Dutchman is on the 1:57 at the moment, lap time wise. But Rainbow is definitely showing the pace at the moment with his lap. But he's got 2 more laps to go, and then he can bring this home. And I do believe if he wins this, then he'll take the lead of this championship, and it will definitely boost a lot of confidence going into this. And to be honest, I've been very impressed with his driving style this race so far. He has definitely timed it very well to strategy at this stage, and looking very, very impressive at the moment. So all good, all is good for Rainbow. He possibly wasn't expecting this. He is representing VSR, and he will definitely be doing the VSR boys really proud at this stage. Seppel in 2nd place at the moment, nearly almost matching on lap time. Rainbow's about 3 seconds down that lap, and oh no, that is because the track conditions are starting to get much worse. That is why you are seeing the rain. It is getting very harder. You can see, look, you can just see it's getting harder due to the puddles there. So we could see a lot more people possibly struggling in these conditions. If you just joined us, hello, you have just joined us at the right time. It is pouring it down here in Road America. Not a sight that you usually see, but usually with these types of conditions, it brings the very best or sometimes the very worst in racing. So be interested to see how they do. Alex Brown is in the chat as well. Hello, how are you doing as well? Again, if you do want to shout out as well, let me know as well. Final few laps, it is all to play for. It is not over yet. They got to keep it together as much as possible. Seppel can't afford to spin it like he did earlier. I might have just jinxed him now. If I have jinxed him, I do apologise, but we shall see as Rainbow's just about to start pretty soon. Lap 33, yes, he's about to start the final lap of this round 6 of IndyCar. He is looking very promising to take the win as well. Coxon looking very good, but Jory is not that far behind. I did say we could get our last lap battle coming up soon, but we could with the likes of Jory and Coxon. Jory's going to see if he could try and get the outside line. Coxon getting the inside line. Look at that. Making the move, easily done. Jory is up into P3, which is absolutely textbook move. Absolutely incredible there. Great stuff. They're still closing in quite nicely there, and it's just a great battle to almost end this Grand Prix in the IndyCar, really. It is just great stuff, and to be honest, the livery that people have chosen for this, it's entirely up to them on what livery that they've chosen. So, look, Coxon is not giving up without a fight. He's still within 5 tenths or even 3 tenths. To be honest, I can't really see how many tenths there are drift at the moment, but they are getting... Oh! I've definitely jinxed Coxon. I'm really sorry, but he is definitely struggling in these conditions. Look, you can see the puddles starting to form quite more now. So the battle for third is over now, and Jory will be pretty impressed as he's possibly gaining that podium. And yeah, sorry about that. I'm known for Mrs. Jinxer at the moment. So yeah, Project Boats 2. Yeah, this is what it's turning out to be. Hello, welcome to Project Boats 2. Dear me, it's getting quite hard to drive here, and Rainbow's about to cross the start finish straight. He does, and he goes on. I don't think he's got any penalties, so he goes on. Oh. No, my bad. It's not the final lap. Oh my god. It is not the final lap. We've got 2 more laps to go, actually. 2 more laps. My bad. Yeah, can you stop jinxing people, please? I'm sorry about that. I hate it when I jinx people, so I won't say a word more. Zip, zip, zip. Not saying anything. Well, if I don't say anything, you won't get a commentary. So, yeah, I was thinking it was the last lap of the race, but it wasn't. So, to be honest, I do need to pay a little bit more attention. Now, it's coming towards the end of the race now, and I would like you to tell me in the chat or in the comments if you're watching the stream back. Let us know who is your driver of the day. Let us know. To be honest, I have had, when I have been watching this race so far, I've had definitely a few contenders for driver of the day. But Seppel is definitely one of those contenders. Rainbow, one of the contenders as well, and also Joy as well. Everyone doing their best, all of them playing their part at this stage. So I'm just going to take a little bit of a sip of the drinks. So, yes, can't even get the lap counts correct. It is quite difficult in this game, so I don't see the lap counts due to the fact of this type of view. So don't blame me, Samuel. Blame the game for not letting me go on to direct view. So, sorry about that, Samuel. But, yeah, I hope you're enjoying this race, by the way. Have you ever watched a Project Cars race before? Because this may be your first one watching this. So we've got 1 lap to go of this race then. It is definitely 1 more lap to go now. Do not worry, I will get this right here. I will get this right here. as Rainbow is definitely on top form. Jory is definitely on top form at the moment, possibly gain his podium. That is good as well. And Dutchman in 5th, but he still can get some good points, so not all is lost here. He was trying to get involved in some very good battles here, but already a very, very dominant pace from Rainbow and Seppel there, the championship contenders. But Dutchman is going to be a little bit too far behind in the championship, but not all is lost. He's still got a few more rounds to claw it back, as it were, so the game's not over for him. I will be checking the calendar to see when the next race is, because I'm absolutely intrigued to find out. It might be the Oval race, I am not entirely sure, but we will have to find out, as Seppel's dropping in the pace a little bit, as he's about 50 seconds now, possibly due to the fact Rainbow is a little bit more dominant in the wet, but we shall find out here, as yes, it is definitely getting worse. Typical, it gets worse, just about to end, and I was hoping it'll get worse. Oh, what's happened to Rainbow? Rainbow's in the gravel, but to be honest, it doesn't matter really, because Seppel is a little bit too further back from Rainbow to possibly try and catch him. But if Seppel was closing up to him, that would have been a disaster for Rainbow. Luckily, that was a luckily he managed to get the cars together, so that was very good to see as well. So yeah, massive shout out to Annie that's still in the chat. Hello, how are you doing? But we are just about to cross the start finish straight here, as we definitely the last lap this time. Minx is crossing the line as well, but a lap down. But Rainbow goes on to win the 6th round here in Road America. Great dominant stuff. Very impressed for him. Definitely going to take his points for the championship. He's in the lead of this championship at the moment. Seppel will be about to cross the line pretty soon as well. So great performance from him. Not the winner that he was hoping for. He's usually the man to do very well in these wet type of conditions. So he's got some very good points on the board there. A first place last week in the IndyCar in Daytona, and a 2nd place here. And that is very good. Consistent podium finishes for Seppel there. So brilliant stuff there from him. And we got Jory. Oh, what's happened with Jory? I don't know. Is it his AI? Please say me it's his AI. To be honest, yeah, it looks like it's his AI. He's slowing down. I think his AI is slowing down on the gravel there. I don't know. Coxon is finished. Dutchman and Miggs are having a Dutchman and are fighting as well on the track as well. But time is running out here, and here is your results. Ignore me at the bottom. Ignore me at the bottom. Anyway, Rainbow has won by quite a margin at the moment. Seppel in 2nd place, Matthew Jory in 3rd, Coxon in 4th, Dutchman in 5th, and Minx in 6th. Unfortunately, we had one retiree. The fastest lap of this race was set by Matthew Jory, a 1:51 flat, and that was in the drive course. No, that wasn't Jory actually. It was Rainbow with a 1:46. He just goes to show how dominant he was in this as well. So that is it then for the 6th round of IndyCar, and what a race it did bring. Absolutely fantastic. Well done to all the drivers who had raced as well. So the next race is Indy Road. Not the oval version, it is the road version. And I wonder if these drivers can make sure they don't get confused between the road version and the oval version. So let me just go through this calendar quickly for the next few weeks. So next week we have the Indy Road on the 8th of October. Then we have the Indy Oval qualification on the Indy 15th of October. And then we have the actual race on the 22nd of October. And then the last race, just like in GT3, will be in Watkins Glen. So that is the races you will see in the next few weeks. So thank you very much for watching this IndyCar League. We really hope you guys enjoyed it. I certainly did as well. So if you have liked the content that we have shown you, don't forget to click the subscribe button, turn notifications on, so you know next when to see a stream from AOR next. And it is shaping up to be a very close battle for the championship. It is not all over yet. Do not worry. I've been Jess Gamer. Games 95. I've been your commentator this evening, and we will see you next week for some IndyCar action. Bye bye, and have a good evening.